City, where it's the home opener for Ocean City against a high-flying Bridgeton team. Ocean City comes in with a record of 0-2. Bridgeton is 2-0, and the Bulldogs are averaging 53 points a game in their first 2 games. They have, as a matter of fact, more weapons than the NRA. They've got 5 or 6 guys that can go from anywhere on the field. They're hurdlers and sprinters, and guys like Capadonna Miller, Stefan Bowman, Ron Williams, Quasheen Taylor, and then the 6'4" wide receiver who's creating a lot of problems for people in Nazir Williams. A lot of these guys created problems for Ocean City last year up in Bridgeton, and they don't have a deep team. They don't have a lot of depth, a lot of two-way players, but a lot of talent and a lot of speed.
And you know, Tom, obviously speed's something you just can't coach. And what happens, unfortunately, if you're the opposition against speed, you know, they may have a broken play here or a fumbled snap or something like that, and the next thing you know, it's 65 yards for a touchdown because of that speed. And that's the kind of thing that you just hope that doesn't happen. You can coach to your blue in the face, and everybody's in the right spot, and the next thing you know, somebody, as I said, a broken play goes 65 yards for a touchdown. It's tough to coach against speed.
Ron Williams to kick off. He's the quarterback, the kicker, does a lot of things for this team. And Ocean City ready to receive, and here we go. The opening kick, it's toward the sidelines. It's out of bounds, and Ocean City can start on their own 35 if they want to. Towards your point, Amir Mitchell of Cedar Creek was a perfect example. That scored 3 touchdowns against Ocean City in 6 minutes, the only scoring in that game. And according to Kevin Smith, when they look at the film, Ocean City didn't make that big a mistake, but it was just enough for him to take advantage of.
Yeah, and again, it doesn't matter what the sport is, whether it's baseball, whether it's football, whether it's obviously track where you are running, but I just remember when the Phillies used to come down here years ago and hold their tryout camps on Saturday. All they wanted to do was see how hard kids could throw and how fast they could run, because those are the 2 things you couldn't teach.
Raiders at their own 35. Joe Keys waits for the snap. Frank Woolley behind him. Woolley gets the ball going straight ahead, veers off to the left, and he's got almost first down yardage. We'll see where they spot it. He's out very close to the 45-yard line. Frank Woolley comes into this game as one of the greatest most successful running backs in Ocean City history. He's number 15 and probably moved past Jake Toscano or close to it to number 14 on that run.
Yeah, he's a workhorse. I mean, they're giving him the ball, probably 30 times.
59 carries in 2 games.
I was going to say 30 times each game. So there you go, 59 carries in 2 games.
And he's got 10 yards here. 1st and 10, high snap. Keys handles it, gives to Woolley off the right side, and he picks up about 2 yards to the 47-yard line.
You know, he's 5'8", 191 pounds, and runs like he's much bigger and stronger, and yet, still, if he's going to carry the ball 30 times a game for 8 games, he's going to be beat up. They got to find something else or somebody else, some other offensive weapon a little bit to give him a break here and there.
Well, they've thrown it 35 times. It just haven't had a lot of success with it, and I'm sure they're going to throw it again here tonight. 1 yard on that play. It's 2nd and 9. Another high snap, again to Woolley off the right side. He avoids one tackler, pulls out of another, and he's across the 50 to the 48-yard line of Bridgeton. It'll be 3rd and 3.
So he runs like that and picks up 5-6 yards a carry. It'd be tough not to give it to him 30 times a game.
Yeah, of course, they've also they've got Owen Deeroff, who has gained some yards in the past, but he wasn't with the team last week. He's back now, and I think we'll see Keys run a little bit too, but no doubt Woolley's going to be the center of everything offensively for Ocean City. 3rd and 3 at the Bridgeton 47-yard line. Keys gets the snap, gives it to Woolley. Straight ahead, he drives to the 45-yard line, and we'll see if he crossed it. Officials look like they think he did. Yep, it's a 1st down for Ocean City.
Well, right there tells you what kind of confidence they have in Frank Woolley's ability to run the football. I mean, 3.5, 4 yards on 3rd down, and he's running right up the gut and able to pick it up. So, that's I don't want to say nothing fancy this early in the season, but when you run the ball straight up the gut like that and gain 3 yards, 4 yards for a 1st down, that's pretty impressive.
People are listening for it. You got to start early in the year. First and 10 at the 45 of Bridgeton. Keys takes a snap, play action, rolling to his right, gets a little pressure, fires short. Diving attempt by Christian Baumgartner at about the 35-yard line, but it's incomplete.
Yeah, just off the end of his hands, maybe overthrew him just a little bit, but if you're going to run the ball and have success running the ball, obviously that's going to set that passing game up. And from a defensive standpoint, you're looking at 5-6 straight runs by the same guy. No reason to think they're going to come out on first down there and throw the ball, and a good call, just didn't execute it.
Keys awaits the snap at 2nd and 10 at the 45-yard line. Linebacker sneaking up to the line of scrimmage. High snap, he hands it off to Woolley. Woolley tries to bounce it outside. There's a flag on the play, and another flag, after the play. So a loss of about a yard on the carry, but there was a flag in the backfield. Probably you would think a hold, but we'll wait and let them sort it out. Illegal motion against Ocean City. Personal foul against Bridgeton. They offset. So it will be 2nd and 10 again. The Boardwalk Honda Game of the Week, produced by Prime Events on 98.7 The Coast. Check out their online inventory at boardwalkhonda.com.
Nazir Williams, nice tackle there. The 6'4", 211-pound junior wide receiver who's playing defensive end as well for the Bulldogs.
It's the first time Bridgeton's played on natural grass this year. We got that turf field, and they played their first 2 games at home. Keys takes a snap, back to throw. He's under pressure. He's grabbed and thrown to the ground. Back inside the 45-yard line. So a loss on the play of about at least 10. They're going to spot it at the 44. So a loss on the play of 11 yards.
And that was Williams again. Last time he lined up on the left defensive end position and made the tackle. This time he lined up on the right defensive end position and just blew past everybody, including a back that they had in there to block on that pass attempt. And I mean, Keys didn't have a chance.
3rd and 21. Woolley, the deep back, in the pistol. They shift Baumgartner to the right. Keys awaits the snap, hands it to Woolley off the right side, and Woolley's across the 45 to about the 46-yard line. Picks up about 2 on the carry, but it'll be 4th down for Ocean City. One of the things you want to do with Bridgeton is stay in the game, because there are a lot of 2 platoons. They'll get worn down a little bit, and Ocean City, a lot of the people playing on both sides, and Ocean City is 2 platoon. We'll see if they can do that, because Bridgeton's going to get the ball now, and Capadonna Miller, one of the most dangerous players in the league, is back waiting for it at the 20. Josh Tibbetts, a very successful punter so far this year, awaits the snap. And it's high. He goes up and gets it. A little bit of a rush. He kicks a line drive end over end. It bounces. It's taken by Miller. He avoids a tackler at the 20. He's the 25, and he's out to the 30-yard line. And Bridgeton will start there.
I tell you, he eluded that first tackle like exactly like you were talking about, Tom, how dangerous of a running he is. If he gets an open field, I think definitely a guy who's going to make you miss.
Yeah, Capadonna Miller, one of the great names too in the Cape Atlantic League. He has scored 30 points already in the first 2 games of the season. All right, Ron Williams brings him out of the huddle. Waiting in the pistol offense, a little confusion there, but they still pick up some yardage as Stefan Bowman hits off the left side. They kind of ran into each other on the exchange, but he ends up getting close to 5 yards.
Yeah, I thought maybe his mother's name was Donna, and the cap came from somewhere else, but apparently he's named after some rap singer or something that his mother liked.
Yeah, and it's an unusual name. One you won't forget, especially if you have to line up against trying to make a tackle on it. Nazir Williams splits to the right, Miller to the left. Williams is up under center, backs in the eye behind him. Hands the ball off, and boom! Firing in there for Ocean City was Kevin Wiesner, and he hits him for a 2 or 3 yard loss.
I tell you, nothing makes you feel better as a defensive player than to have that happen, but somebody on offense missed a block. There's no way that you can not account for one of those down linemen there.
3rd down and about 9. They're going to have a slot to the right. Bridgeton is. In that slot is Marquise Bell. And to the left, slot, double slot. In fact, they're throwing a high pass down the left side. Good coverage, and it's incomplete. Almost intercepted. And hanging in there is Garrett Jones in one-on-one coverage, and he batted it away.
I'll go back to the play previous, Tom, and I think that, and I said down lineman and Kevin Wiesner, a linebacker, so maybe had a blitz package on and just had him defensively. They had him lined up in the right hole, and there was nobody to block him, so I should go back and correct that. That last play there almost could have been offensive pass interference.
Yeah, Jones had terrific position in that one-on-one coverage. Back to punt is Quashim Taylor, standing at about his own 19-yard line. Brian Slade at his 35 awaits the kick. Good snap. He drops the ball, and he's not going to be able to get the punt off. He touches his knee to the ground at the 19-yard line and then draws a flag because he threw the football away in frustration. So Ocean City's going to be at about the 10-yard line of Bridgeton with the football.
See, you just can't have that. I mean, all right, so it was a bad snap, and his knee went to the ground, and so the other team's going to get the ball on the 20. That's bad enough, but then you're not out in the backyard with your friends. You're going to have some discipline there, and you cost your team another decent chunk of yardage, and the Raiders are going to be right outside the 10-yard line. It
is outside the 10. Call it the 11 because they can get a first down, though they haven't stretched the marker out yet. Now the officials are conferring about something. Ocean City breaks the huddle. Now they move it up inside the 10. So they cannot get a first down. And as close as Ocean City got to the goal line last week against Buna, that might be a factor. Let's see what happens here. Keys awaits the snap. Long count. Takes it, gives it to Woolley, and Woolley is hit behind the line of scrimmage, and he's hit by Quashim Taylor. Quashim Taylor hits him for a 2-yard loss, and it'll be second and goal. Actually, it may even be a 3-yard loss.
Again, the linebacker coming on a blitz and just lining up in the right hole, and Taylor, the defensive captain for Bridgeton, the difference was that time he actually came across the formation to make the tackle from behind, show some quickness. Whereas in Wiesner's case, he just lined straight up and ran into him head on.
Second and goal. Keys gives the ball to Woolley. He drops it, and they're scrambling for it. And Bridgeton has recovered it. Bridgeton recovers the fumble and takes over the football just outside its own 15-yard line.
Well, almost like snake bit, you get in that red zone and you got to put some points on the board, and you get a mistake here and a mistake there, and it just kind of snowballs for you. Last week they're inside the 10-yard line, they can't score or don't score. It's just a missed opportunity, and you got to convert some of them. And I think if they do convert some of those, Tom, they'll get some confidence and it'll breed some more success.
Ball's on the 17. This game brought to you with the best wishes of everyone at Cal the Electric in Atlantic City, who encourage you to get out and support your favorite high school team each and every week. Williams under center, single set back behind him. He gives it off to Taylor. Taylor breaks into the open. Taylor, it's a foot race, and here comes, he gets away from the last man. One more guy with a shot is Zach Fumo, and he's got a blocker in between, and there's no flags on the play. An 83-yard touchdown run by Quashim Taylor, and there's a turn of events. He's the guy who fumbled the snap from center as a punter, threw the ball down, got the penalty. He broke through and made the big hit on first down, and now he goes 83 yards for a touchdown. So things have turned real quick for Quashim Taylor.
Well, we talked in the pregame about speed, and it was really an off-tackle play, and missed a couple tackles right there at the line of scrimmage, and the next thing you know, he's 83 yards.
They're going for two here. A flag on the play immediately. They do pass for two. Ron Williams makes the catch on the pass from Stefan Bowman, but there was a flag at the moment of the snap. So we're guessing it's a formation problem because it was an unusual formation.
I tell you, it was a heck of a play call for a two-point conversion.
Yeah.
You don't see that play often. a handoff, almost like a sweep type handoff or pitch back, and then a pass. Like a halfback pass, you see that sometimes downfield a little bit. You don't see it often on a 2-point conversion, but boy, it was wide open. That's one to put in the playbook, I think.
It's funny because Ron Williams has kicked 8 extra points this year. He's been pretty consistent. There's a wind, at least there was. I don't see a flag prior to the game, was blowing like from 5th Street to 6th Street across field, up north to south.
Well, he's going to kick now.
No, he's not.
Oh, sorry.
No, they're lined up in the pistol, and it's a bad snap, and he's tackled immediately. It's fumbled, but if this was the NCAA, you get 2 points. But
well, they brought the kicking tee out on the field after that penalty.
yeah.
They did, and because one of the other players just picked it up to take it back. But whatever, it didn't work. The wind's blowing the same way, by the way. The flag's moving that way.
Storage Inn is a family-owned business started more than 3 decades ago. They're at 9th Street and West Avenue in Ocean City. Storage Inn has over 40 different sizes to meet all your storage needs, both personal and commercial. Storage Inn is open 7 days a week with 24-hour, 7-day security. Call 609-391-1416 for Storage Inn, also located in Egg Harbor Township, or visit storageinn.net. Their managers are on site to assist you. The Storage Inn of EHT and Ocean City. So Ocean City now, with a little less than, 2 games in 1 quarter, has had 4 touchdowns of 65 yards or more scored against them. 2 by Amir Mitchell of Buna, an 80-yard run by Eric Rainier of Buna last week, and an 83-yarder here by Quashim Taylor.
You know, Tom, if you just do what ifs. Of course, what ifs are easy, but what if the Raiders are inside the 10-yard line, and the next thing you know, there's a fumble, and then play later, they're down 6-0 instead of being up 6-0 or 7-0, or at least having a better opportunity to be up 7-0. 5:18 left here in the first quarter.
Here's the kick. The band supplies the sound effect. It's taken at about the 11-yard line, straight up the middle, and there's some running room as Deeroff brings it out to about the 34-yard line, and he and Slate were bumping shoulders when they caught the ball. Both of them went after it, but Deeroff ends up with it, and he brings it out to about the 33-yard line.
That was a pretty good return. I think I won't be surprised to see even bigger return later in the game based on what I saw right there. Just right up the gut.
Atlantic City Electric scoreboard: Buna 7, Lower Cape May nothing. First score of the night, except for the one here. Woolley takes the ball off the right side for a couple of yards, just across the 35-yard line.
And again, they started in the first series and ran Woolley probably 5 times in a row, and a couple first downs, and then ended up having to punt the football. But I think that you'll see Frank Woolley run quite a bit tonight.
Second and about 8. You're really going out on a limb there.
I am.
Play action. Keys back to throw. Throws left side, off the hands of the intended receiver and picked off. Returning it down the right side is Capadonna Miller. He's got a little bit of an escort, and he cuts it into the end zone for a touchdown. It looks like it's about a 50-yard return, and Buna has a 12-0 lead that fast.
That pass is, off the hands of the intended receiver, and some people tell you anytime it hits you in the hands, you got to hold on to it, and you're not always going to hold on to it. Might have been just a little bit out of reach, but there's another case of almost like snake bite, Tom. Pass off your hands, and the next thing you know, you're looking at 6 more points the other way.
All right, they're lined up to go for 2 here. Ron Williams with 2 backs split behind him. Takes a snap, runs the option, pitches it out, and Taylor dives, and he's short. So they try to run it and are unsuccessful. As I said, I'm not sure why, because as we said, Ron Williams has had some success kicking the ball, but at any rate, it's 12-0 in favor of the Bulldogs. Broadcasts of Cape Atlantic League sports are brought to you with the support of the McMahon Insurance Agency, voted National Flood Insurance Program Agency of the Year. Specializing in home, business, auto, flood, and boat insurance, the McMahon Agency turns protection into peace of mind. If it matters to you, it matters to them. Reach them at 609-399-0060 or online at McMahonAgency.com. The McMahon Agency, the McMahon Insurance Agency of Ocean City, Marmora, and Mays Landing. The coverage you need, the service you deserve. On the Atlantic City Electric scoreboard, Hamilton has scored. They lead Egg Harbor Township 7-0. Buena 7, Lower Cape May 0.
I don't know why they didn't kick the extra point on the first touchdown, but because they didn't make it on the first one, a lot of teams do go for 2 to even things up with the second touchdown. But I don't know. I'd like to see those two kids race each other.
I think you probably
Capadonna Miller, man, he was quick the last 30 yards. It was like, oh.
Yeah, he's a pretty good hurdler, I understand. Ron Williams to kick off. High kick toward the right sideline. It's taken by Slate at about the 14. He pulls out of a couple tackles and brings it out at about the 25-yard line.
Yeah, they got to get something on the board here and try to build a little momentum, because right now the momentum is all in the other direction after those last couple of plays. And again, it happened so fast. I mean, scores nothing for the longest part of the first quarter, and the next thing you know, within 20 seconds probably? 30 seconds?
5:18 and 4:19, almost a little less than a minute. Fay splits wide to the left. Hand off to Woolley. Woolley hits the left side, drives to a tackle, hits another, and falls out across the 30. A real strong run by Frank Woolley, making a lot out of it. Looks like there might be a flag on the play.
Yeah.
That's an illegal block against Ocean City, so they're going to move it back. Atlantic City Electric scoreboard, Vineland has scored and leads St. Augustine 7-0. So 3 7-0 scores. Buena leads Lower Cape May. Hamilton leads Egg Harbor Township. Vineland leads St. Augustine, and here it's 12-0 in favor of Bridgeton over Ocean City.
Boy, the Raiders they're going backwards here. Ball back to the 19. Again, got to get something going. You know that the Bridgeton's going to score some points, and something that the Raiders have just had some problems doing so far is scoring points.
Buena's not having any trouble. They just scored 2 more. They lead 21-0 over Lower Cape May. All right, it's first down and about 16. Keys dropped it back. It's a screen to the left side, and the pass is incomplete. Woolley couldn't pull it in. It was just above his helmet. He reached up, got a hand on it, but couldn't pull it in, so it's incomplete. And it will be second down and long.
Well, 3 passes, off the hands, and yet, in fairness to the receivers, they're not right there. I mean, he's off a little bit. He's missing high, he's missing wide, just a little bit. If those are caught, they're really excellent catches, but you hope that somebody would catch one. And actually, it was a pretty good play call to set that screen pass up, and just didn't execute it.
Second, 16 or 17 to go. Keys awaits the snap. Takes it, gives it to Woolley. Woolley shoots up the middle, gets some running room, loses the football, and it's loose on the ground. And looks like now it's still loose, and it goes out of bounds at about the 48-yard line.
Well, there's a case.
Now the question is, did Bridgeton gain possession?
Yeah, I don't think so. I think that what he tried, the Bridgeton player tried to pick the ball up instead of falling on it. And then the Ocean City player, when it broke loose again, I think he kicked the ball in trying to pick it up himself. Nobody fell on the ball. Everybody was trying to pick it up.
Officials are conferring. Ocean City offense is still on the field. They put the ball back where the Bridgeton player initially touched it. Now a flag is thrown.
Well, because he kicked the ball out of bounds?
I think they're calling an illegal kick against Ocean City.
Oh my
They're
Lord.
calling an illegal kick. Still Ocean City's possession, but as you said, after the Bridgeton fumble, the Ocean City player kicked the ball, but I kind of think that has to be intentional, and that certainly wasn't the case. He was trying to pick it up.
Yeah,
And Kevin Smith is talking to the referee, wants an explanation. While he's doing that, let's tell you the Ocean City Aquatic and Fitness Center is an exercise facility that encourages people of all ages and fitness levels to join and feel better. And we'll get back to that. We want to bring you up to date on the history between these two schools, but they've ended their conversation quickly.
not amicably as well.
So it's, what, 2nd and 11, the way this turns out. Keys awaits the snap, gives it to Woolley, cuts away from one tackle, drives through another, and he's out to about the 28-yard line. So it'll be 3rd down and maybe 6, possibly 6 or 7 yards to go.
Yeah, that was a critical penalty call. I agree with you, Tom. There's no way he kicked that ball out of bounds on purpose. At least it sure didn't look like it from up here. I mean, he was going for the ball. And obviously that's what Kevin Smith thought as well, and that's what the conversation was about with the official.
3rd and 6 or 7 to go. Ocean City just short of its own 30. Woolley the deep back. And a whistle. What was the whistle for?
The line
Oh,
judge.
there's a problem with Fay or whoever that wide. Yeah, Fay's got an equipment problem. And they're sending him out of the game.
The strap on the
Yeah.
helmet.
His strap came loose on the helmet, so they're going to send Josh Tibbett in to replace him while he gets his helmet fixed. And Josh stops and says hello to Joe Key so he can find out what the play is.
Well, Kevin told him to play. Then he was looking on his armband to see what it was, and then Joe was telling him what it was.
All right, here we go. 3rd and 6 or 7 to go. Keys bobbles the snap and covers it. It's ball's been coming back kind of hard tonight, I noticed too. But that one was waist high, and he looked like he was ready to spin before he got full control of it. And they spot the ball back on about the 23-yard line. So it'll be 4th down and 12 or 13 to go, and Tibbetts back to punt to Capadonna Miller, who backs up to his own 40, really expecting a long one.
Yeah, they're just making too many mistakes right now, and actually it's something you don't see very often is the head coach over on the sideline with that starting offensive group. Give him a piece of his mind, I think.
Ball hits at the 50, spins toward the sideline, and actually sits on the out-of-bounds line at about the 48-yard line. So Bridgeton will start on its own 48-yard line with exactly 2 minutes left here in the first quarter. They are leading already by a score of 12-0. They scored offensively and they scored defensively. And by the way, that is Bridgeton's 4th defensive touchdown. And we're not even halfway through the 3rd game. Miller splits to the right. Nazir Williams is the tight end on the left side. The backs are split behind Ron Williams from the 48-yard line. Off the left side, it's Taylor, and Taylor's down to about the Ocean City 45 for a gain of about 7.
Shows some good strength there, too, as well, Tom. Quasheen Taylor's 5'11", 198 pounds. With 2 or 3 guys had hold of him, nobody brought him down. He gained a couple extra yards.
With that 7-yard gain, he dropped his per carry average from 83 to down to 45.
Is that math correct, or are you just...
No, that's exactly right. He carried once for 83, now it's 2 for 90.
Pretty good.
2nd and 3 at about the 45 of Ocean City. In motion is Miller, and flag on the play. They throw it from Miller right side. He's got it for a 1st down, avoids the tackle, spins down the sidelines and picks up almost another 10 yards, but there's a flag in the Bridgeton backfield thrown by the referee, who won't stop blowing his whistle. It's an illegal shift against Bridgeton, wipe out that game.
You can kind of tell that the penalty was going to be against Bridgeton. First of all, it was thrown in their backfield by the referee, and secondly, as the play developed, the referee just kind of stood there and watched it. He wasn't running downfield to see what was going on, because I guess he figured the play was coming back and he wasn't going to bother running down there.
On the Atlantic City Electric scoreboard, St. Augustine has scored twice. They now lead Vineland by a score of 14-7. Middle Township is on the board. They lead Pleasantville by a score of 7-0. Pleasantville trying to end that 34-game losing streak over 4 seasons. And, of course, Middle is 0-2, so they want to win, too. Okay, their ball back at the 50-yard line is Bridgeton. It's 2nd and 9. Bulldogs lead at 12-0. Williams up under center. Single setback, slot to the left. He's back to throw. Pass to Nazir Williams, and he's hit immediately. He falls forward for a yard or two, but a nice play by Deeroff as he read that. And, of course, they're very conscious of Nazir Williams.
Yeah, you know, it's funny. I mean, he did a great job as far as the tackle's concerned. I don't know that he wouldn't have been able to intercept the pass if he. I don't think he was actually looking for the pass. He was so intent on making sure that he was able to, make the tackle, and a good tackle it was at an important time.
Well, you see John Morris in that Bridgeton huddle, 6'7", 284-pound sophomore. He kind of stands out. Wide to the right is Nazir Williams. And motion that way is Miller, and Ron Williams rolls that way. He's looking, he fires, and it is almost caught. Almost caught. Good coverage again by Garrett Jones. Almost one-on-one with the big guy, and the pass is incomplete in a 4th down situation.
Actually, that one should have been caught. I mean, that was as close to a pass. When you talk about off somebody's hands, that was right in his hands, right in his stomach. Definitely should have been caught, and a well-thrown pass there. It just they don't get it done.
What are we doing here? Oh, they're going to shift into punt formation. Taylor awaits the snap. It's high. He goes and gets it. Good rush. They almost got to him. And a fair catch is called by Slate. He was good. A couple guys bearing down on him, even though that ball got to him kind of quickly. The ball's going to be at about the 21-yard line. So Ocean City gets it back. They trail 12-0.
You know, Tom, and the one play that it's not like Bridgeton's been able to put any kind of an offensive drive together. I mean, of course they don't have to if they score as quickly as they do, but Ocean City gets 6 points on the board here. They make this a football game. As I said before, they get a little bit of momentum. Anything can happen.
Waiting the snap is Keys. Hands the ball off to Woolley. Woolley off the left side. Woolley pulls out of a tackle, and he's grabbed by the last guy before he could break down the sidelines. Looks like he's got a 1st down out across the 30-yard line.
And he's just one man on a couple of occasions of breaking free. And I'm not saying that somebody's not going to be able to run him down from, 10 yards behind him. I know he's quick, but I won't be surprised if he does get out into the open.
Yeah, he's come real close to it already. I don't know if did he get the 1st down? This is the end of the 1st quarter, so they haven't signaled whether he got the 1st down yet. I don't think he did. I think he was about a yard short. But another good, strong run by Frank Woolley. So we played 1 quarter here at Carey Stadium, and it's Bridgeton 12, Ocean City nothing. The Boardwalk Honda Game of the Week, produced by Prime Events on 98.7 The Coast. Brian Bromell and his professional staff waiting to serve you at Boardwalk Honda on Tilton Road in Egg Harbor Township. Ocean City Aquatic and Fitness Center brings you a look at the history. According to the new Cape Atlantic League alignment, they will not play for the next couple of years. Okay, it's 2nd and 1 for Ocean City. Keys takes a snap, gives it to Woolley, left side, and he's got the 1st down out to the 35-yard line.
As I said, he is going to break one of these.
Okay.
And he's just come pretty darn close on several occasions. It's just a question of whether or not they'll run him down from behind.
So it's right on the 35-yard line. 1st and 10, Ocean City. Raiders have 3 1st downs in the game. Receiver split wide to the right. Keys awaits the snap. Gives it to Woolley. Woolley going right. And he pulls out of a tackle. Looked like he was stopped at the 36, and he gets out to the 40.
I say he's had several.
He won't go down on the 1st hit.
Yep. and he's picking up, 5, 6 yards, 7 yards.
We remind you, the venerable Dr. Matt Jamison will be Bud's guest at halftime.
Venerable.
Talking about recruiting, college recruiting, and there's a special program coming up at Ocean City on Monday. Listen for that at halftime. Receiver split to the right, 2nd and 4. Keys gives to Woolley. Woolley hit at the line of scrimmage, maybe behind the line of scrimmage. Looks like he lost a yard on the play. Good penetration, and part of that tackle was Stephon Bowman, the linebacker.
Yeah, they've been very active in the linebacking core between Taylor and Bowman. Taylor a senior, Bowman a junior. And they're, as I said, been very active and containing Woolley as much as they have.
Yeah. Receiver split to the right. It's 3rd and about a little less than 5. Keys takes the snap. He gives it to Woolley. It almost looked like he could make a decision there whether to give it to him or not, but he gave it to him, and Woolley got hit behind the line of scrimmage for a 1-yard loss, maybe a 2-yard loss on the play.
It's easy to second guess. I mean, he has gained some real good yards. I keep giving him the ball, and then, on the other hand, if you're going to continue to give him the ball every time, it's a lot easier for the defense to just key on him, and that's exactly what they did that time. I mean, they didn't look for anybody else but him.
4th and 7. Tippett's the punt. Miller back deep at his own 30. High kick, end over end, away from Miller, and nicely done. Out of bounds between the 25 and the 30-yard line. And it's a little bit like a Chris Turner approach that teams used to have a couple of years ago against Ocean City. Kick it anywhere but at him.
Actually, that punt came very, very close to being blocked. But I agree. I wouldn't kick it anywhere near him with the speed that he's shown.
Yeah. So they start Bridgeton on their own 29-yard line, let's call it. They're leading here 12-0. 83-yard run by Quasheen Taylor and a 50-yard interception return by Capadonna Miller. Williams hands the ball up. Ball's loose. Ball's loose. Scramble for it. There's also a flag on the play, and Ocean City's got the football. Ocean City recovers the football.
Williams didn't realize that Taylor didn't have the ball. I mean, he saw Taylor turn around and look to go back for the ball, and Williams looked at him as much as to say, "What are you doing?" And then he realized the ball was on the ground behind him. But there were 2 or 3 Raiders there.
And they're on the Bridgeton 19-yard line. Ocean City had the ball in the Bridgeton 10, inside the 10, and didn't get it in. Let's see what happens here. Woolley deep in the pistol formation. Keys awaits the snap. Receiver split to the right. Woolley gets it, going right. Finds some room, pulls out a 1 tackle, and drives in close to the 15, maybe 14-yard line.
Yeah, I think this is, you got to take advantage. Bridgeton took advantage of an Ocean City fumble by scoring on an 83-yard run. And the Raiders have to return the favor here. I mean, they were unable to take advantage after that bad snap on the punt, and the penalty got the ball on the 9-yard line. They turned it right back over, but they really need to put something on the board here.
Gain of 5 on the play. It's 2nd and 5. Keys, now they shift the Baumgartner to the right side. Woolley avoids the initial hit, but he's hit at the line of scrimmage and may have gained a yard falling ahead. We'll see. Doesn't look like he got much of anything, so it'll be 3rd and 5.
Taylor makes a stop again. He comes from the opposite linebacker side and just runs Woolley down from behind. I mean, they're not really accounting for him as much from a blocking standpoint because you're running away from him, but he's so quick.
Right. Joe Stadnicki practicing on the sideline. He's 1 for 1 on extra points, but 0 for 3 on field goals so far this year. 3rd and a little less than 5. They got 2 guys shifting in motion here, but they both settled down. Keys takes the snap, and I think Ocean City got a timeout before the snap. Yep, Ocean City calls timeout prior to the snap. And they trail at 12-0, 3rd and 5 at about the 15-yard line of Bridgeton. Boardwalk Honda invites you to check out their always up-to-date online inventory, ideal for doing research from the comfort of your own home or office. When you found the Honda models you like, visit Boardwalk Honda, 6807 Tilton Road in Egg Harbor Township, and take a test drive. The service you'll receive is a cut above, and Brian Brummel's sales staff is professional yet highly approachable. You'll quickly understand why Boardwalk Honda has such an expansive base of loyal customers. Boardwalk Honda, call toll-free 877-472-6499. Under the Flood Insurance Reform Act of 2012, you could save more than $90,000 over 10 years if you build 3 feet above base flood elevation. The all-star staff at Baumgartner House Lifting can attend to all your house raising needs. The Baumgartner family has 65 years of combined experience in general construction. Visit BaumgartnerHouselifting.com or call toll-free 855-324-2700. Baumgartner House Lifting, restoring the Jersey Shore one home at a time. Here we go. 3rd and about 5 for Ocean City. Trying to get on the board here on the 15 of Bridgeton. Again, they shift. Keys awaits the snap. Play action, rolling to his right. Short pass is complete, but just about to the line of scrimmage, and the receiver goes down immediately. So it will be 4th down and about 5 yards to go. That looked like Noah Bromhead made that catch. And Ocean City will go after it here. 4th, they may have lost a yard in the play, in fact.
You know, Tom, most of the plays look pretty crisply run. That one did not. They're trying to set that little screen pass up to the right side, and it never really, looked like it had anything going.
4th down, about 6 to go for Ocean City. Receiver split to the left. Keys awaits the snap. Little pass over the middle, and it is incomplete. Trying to catch him asleep. He looked like he was going to hand it off to Woolley. Turned immediately, threw for Baumgartner over the middle, but he was well covered, and it's incomplete, and Bridgeton dodges the bullet. They'll take over the football on about their own 15-yard line.
Yeah, it's just pretty much been, the story of the season so far, Tom, and they just can't, once they're in that red zone, whether they drive down there to get there or whether they get a turnover to get there, they just have trouble from that point in doing that last 10 or 20 yards to put the points on the board. Back to this
1st and 10 for Bridgeton. Ron Williams settles in under center, back split behind him. He hands the ball off up the middle, and very little yardage. Just a couple of yards and then driven back is Stephon Bowman.
Get a little bit of an update here on the Atlantic City Electric scoreboard. Tom, Mainland and Apsagami are tied at 7-7. Cedar Creek has taken a 7-0 lead over Oakcrest. Buena Regional is now 28-0 over Lower Cape May. Hamilton 20-0 over Egg Harbor Township.
2nd and 7. Ron Williams has wide receiver split to the right. It's a slot to the right. Quick pass to the slot back. It's caught out in the flat by Capitana Miller, and he's brought down short of the 30-yard line on a nice tackle by Owen Naplasic. But it looks like it's enough for the 1st down. It is.
Give you a couple other scores here. Updates: Middle Township has jumped ahead of Pleasantville 21-0. San Augustine, who was behind Vineland 7-0 early, now leads Vineland 21-7. And Pennsville over Wildwood 35-0.
1st and 10 for Bridgeton at its own 28-yard line, 29 possibly. Pitches back to Bowman going left. He's got some blockers, and he's going to be close to the 1st down, out around the 40-yard line. Give him the 1st down. They're going to spot it on the 40. So the Bulldogs trying to make a drive here. Very many sustained drives against Ocean City's defense this year. They've been the big plays that have killed them. And that's the case here again. 1st and 10 from the 40. 5.5 minutes left in the 1st half here at Carey Stadium. Receivers right and left. Williams hands it up the middle. There's a little bit of room there, and pulling through one tackle and another is Quashim Taylor. He crosses the 50, and he gets to the Ocean City 46-yard line for a 14-yard gain, actually a 15-yard gain. they're going to put it right there on the 45-yard line.
Brian Slate makes the stop there for the Raiders, and back-to-back pretty good plays there by Bridgeton as far as yardage is concerned.
First and 10 at the 45. Ron Williams repositioning some people before he gets under center. Now he's got motion, and the right side of the Bridgeton line fires off early and draws a 5-yard penalty.
Yeah, I think one of the players missed the snap count, and when he moved, the guy next to him moved, and was going to stop the momentum just a little bit here. A lot of time left here in this second quarter. Raiders would sure like to keep this to a 2-touchdown game.
First and 15, back just on the other side of the 50-yard line for Bridgeton. The Bulldogs leading here 12-0. A couple of bizarre extra point attempts. One was penalty, fumbled, and the other one fell short. It goes to Miller on misdirection play, and he's spinning away from tacklers and picks up 5 yards in a play. Looked like he was going to lose 3.
Yeah, and even, sometimes even when you know the play that's coming, you still have to execute, and sometimes you just got to give the other team credit. I mean, they get good athletes, and they're quick, and it's tough to tackle.
Let's go. We got to get off the field.
Second and 10, the ball back at the Ocean City 45-yard line. Quashim Taylor went over 100 yards rushing, by the way, on that carry before last. Down to 4 minutes left in the first half. Ron Williams under center, single setback behind him. Miller in motion from the left side. It goes to Bowman up the middle. Bowman breaks free, and he's down close to the first down at around the 35-yard line. He fired through the defensive line and may have gotten the first down. We'll see.
Well, Brian Slate again makes the tackle, and he's made a couple real nice, say textbook tackles. I mean, low, wraps, and brings the ball carrier down, and that's what you have to do. So he has done a lot to keep them off the scoreboard here during this drive. So like the last line of defense back there.
First down at the 35. Williams under center, back split behind him. He drops back to throw, throwing long and high down the left side, and it is incomplete, almost intercepted by, is that Brian Slate? Wait, comes into the light here.
I think it is.
Yep. Pretty good coverage down the side there. I think that was Garrett Jones, but again, that's Nazir Williams at 6'4". Garrett Jones is 5'11", but Slate came over at the last minute, almost picked it off. It's incomplete.
Yeah, that's a safety's dream. I mean, he's floating in the center of the field like just watching and playing the ball, and boy, he had that lined up.
Off the right side, no room. Ocean City defense is tough on that particular play, and leading the way for the Raiders was Nick Williams.
Dylan Craver also, Tom.
Dylan Craver, I think it was. It was Dylan Craver. His 9 looked like an 8 by the time he made the tackle. So it's well, call it no gain on the play. It looks like they got it back to the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 10 at the Ocean City 35-yard line.
Big play here. Might see that little counter play again.
Backs in the eye. Receivers right and left. Ron Williams points out something to his line, and the ball is fumbled. It actually went 2 yards past the line of scrimmage, but Ron Williams was able to dive on it. So Bridgeton retains possession. They gain a yard on the play, but it'll be 4th and 9, and we'll see what they're going to do here.
That was interesting. I mean, he was so intent on getting out of there and getting the play run. Almost looked like he wanted to run the ball himself, and yet you don't see the ball go forward like that on a fumble very often, unless it hit his shin or hit his knee or something like that and popped forward.
All right, here they're going after it. 4th and about 9, the Ocean City 34-yard line. Williams in the shotgun, double slot, fires, and it's caught. It's caught, and taking it in to the 15-yard line for a big first down play is Marquise Bell, 6'2", 186-pound freshman.
You know, we've talked a lot about how much speed they have at running back and on defense and things like that. But I tell you what, Ron Williams throws the ball pretty darn well. I mean, he has put the ball right on the money in there at 3rd and 9. Finds his receiver, and not wide open either, but put the ball right in there.
Yeah, he's got 3 touchdown passes this year already. He's under center. The back split behind him at the Ocean City 15-yard line. Williams keeps it, going right. He's knocked off his feet and falls ahead for maybe about a yard. In on the tackle for Ocean City was Anthony Broker. Or at least he knocked him off his feet. And Bridgeton's going to call timeout. They've got the ball on the Ocean City 14-yard line. They lead 12-0. There's a minute and 18 seconds left in the first half. At Local Gym and Fitness, their staff brings more than 30 years of training experience to the job. They're looking forward to assisting all of their members in achieving their fitness goals. Local Gym and Fitness is at 908 Asbury Avenue in Ocean City. You can call them at 609-545-8732 or visit them online at localgymandfitness.com. Local Gym and Fitness also setting new standards from personal training to group fitness. Fritz, Russell, Patrick, and Coach Implazio are proud supporters of OCHS athletes and wish all the Raiders the best. Local Gym and Fitness, 908 Asbury Avenue in the center of Ocean City. Bridgeton huddled up, wanted to stop that clock, see if they can get in the end zone. Again, they have 2 timeouts remaining. It's 2nd and 9 at the Ocean City 14-yard line. Single setback. Miller in motion right to left. Play action, flag on the play. Ron Williams throws complete down the left sideline to Taylor. And he's got he's close to the first down, but there's an illegal motion penalty against Bridgeton that'll call it back.
I tell you, it's a good thing for the Raiders because somebody blew an assignment over there on that little out pass, almost, like not a screen pass because it wasn't set up to be a screen pass, but a nice little sideline 3 yards out pass, and nobody was there to cover the play.
It should be at about the 19-yard line. We're going to put it on the 20, close enough. 2nd down and about 15 yards to go. Split to the left is Nazir Williams. Fumo has him one-on-one out there. No backs in the backfield. In motion, they give it to Miller. Avoids one tackle, avoids another. Miller still on his feet. Spins down close to the 5-yard line.
It's almost like you couldn't find him. I mean, he was hidden in the line of scrimmage. He got the ball right away, did Miller, and went, 2 yards forward, 2 steps to the left, and boom, he was gone.
He got the first down, too. 15 yards on the run, and it's 1st and goal for Bridgeton. The clock down to 50 seconds left in the first half. They're at the Ocean City 5-yard line, leading 12-0. Ron Williams under center, puts a man in motion. He keeps it, rolling right, throws, and the catch is made by Taylor, but he's kept out of the end zone by Garrett Jones.
What a hit. Nice.
Taylor getting up slow. Bridgeton calls timeout to stop the clock with 33 seconds left. And now, did that fall incomplete, or is it spotted at the 1? No, it fell incomplete. He knocked it out of his hands, I guess.
I'll tell you, he has had as good a first half as anybody defensively, just for his ability to cover.
Mm-hmm. So the pass is incomplete, and the Bulldogs are going to stop the clock. They have one more timeout left and talk it over. It's another special weekend at the Lobster Loft in Sea Isle City. The Lobster Loft offers 2-for-1 dinners on Thursdays and Fridays and half-price bar appetizers. You can experience their fresh seafood, pasta, steaks, and chicken, plus an extensive wine list and specialized martinis. There's a great entertainment, too, at the Lobster Loft Fridays and Saturdays. Visit the Lobster Loft. Look for the Big Red Lobster at 42nd Street in the Bay and Sea Isle. The Lobster Loft. Their seafood is so fresh, it still has an attitude. Okay, breaking the huddle. Bridgeton. 2nd and goal at the 5. Williams awaits the snap. Quick pass. Incomplete. No.
Yeah, I think it was incomplete is
Yeah.
correct.
Yep, incomplete it is.
It's hard to tell. Zach Williams was one of the defenders responsible for that incomplete pass, and unofficially, I have Bridgeton out of timeouts for the first half, Tom.
You might be right.
Remember, they took one down here to our left, and then they just took two on this drive. Of course, the incomplete pass stops the clock anyway.
Right. With the 30 seconds left in the first half, it's 3rd and goal at the 5. Williams awaits the snap. Settles, fires left side. Intercepted. Intercepted by Ocean City. Looked like Zach Fumo.
Yeah, and a flag came in late.
And a flag came in and stopped the play. Stopped the return. That's kind of unusual.
That's
officials conferring. Defensive holding. Wow. Defensive holding is the penalty. So they'll get the ball halfway between the goal line and the 5-yard line. It'll be 3rd down over, 3rd and goal, with 24 seconds left here in the first half. Williams will come up under center. Bowman the setback behind him. Slot to both sides. Williams gives to Bowman. He hits the line. He tries to spin it off, and he can't do it. Ocean City's line comes up big, and they make the tackle short of the first down. Looks like Wiesner is the one that brought him down. And there's that final timeout by Bridgeton with 17 seconds left.
Well, I guess it was.
If it was Bud with a yellow flag, he'd have thrown it right there.
Yeah, I guess so. I thought that they had taken the one. I guess Ocean City took the one I'm thinking of at the other end. But you can't say enough about the defensive stand right here.
Yeah.
How about I do that and you do this?
Well, I'll do this and you do that.
I can't figure it out. That's why I need you to do it.
Interstate Batteries in Egg Harbor Township is now the 10th largest in the country, bringing their excellent service to 7 counties in South Jersey. They not only have a battery for your car, but your boat, RV, motorcycle, ATV, truck, power chair, or golf cart. The Interstate Batteries, we'll tell you more about them in a moment because Bridgeton is ready. They come to the line of scrimmage, 4th and goal at the Ocean City 4-yard line, 3-yard line. Williams is going to be under center. Backs are split behind him. Receiver wide to the left. Williams rolling that way. Looks like he's got the angle. He's hit at the 1 or 2. The ball comes loose. Ocean City covers it.
What a hit.
He had everything going for him. He was going to the wide side. He's fast. He had a wide receiver out there coming in to throw a block. But Ocean City's defense, and sorry we can't identify who that was, but it's a little dark out there, I think.
Well, it's definitely dark in that far corner from where we are, Tom.
Yeah. But a turnover, and Ocean City recovers it, and they take over on their own 2, looks like.
You know, that's an excellent play call because that's a play that should score a touchdown on that sweep like that. And the Raiders defensively, again, it is too bad we couldn't name the player or players, but boy, what a great job to recover.
Ball's on the 1. Got to be careful here. And it looks like Keys takes it himself and falls out to about the 3 to start the clock, and Ocean City will let it run out and be somewhat satisfied, especially after that last threat with a 12-0 deficit.
Yeah, they intercept the pass, and it doesn't count because of a flag. And then they make another huge play there on that 3rd down and create the fumble, recover the fumble. And that's the kind of thing you need to go into halftime and be happy about.
Interstate Batteries, we were telling you about them. They're in Egg Harbor Township, and they're the 10th largest in the country. Well, they're at 6064 Riga Avenue in Egg Harbor Township, open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. till 5 p.m. Phone them at 609-646-5008. If you need a battery, you'll find it at Interstate Batteries. Tested and trusted. They are outrageously dependable. Interstate Batteries in Egg Harbor Township. You'll like the way they do business at the Thomas H. Heist Insurance Agency. They're coastal insurance specialists with over 35 years experience. flood, boat, auto, life, health. They offer it all at the Heist Agency with convenient offices at 700 West Avenue in Ocean City, 7809 Atlantic Avenue in Margate, Egg Harbor Township at the Providence Professional Park, in the ShopRite Shopping Center in Marmora, and South Main Road in Vineland. You'll also find them online at heistagency.com. Remember Thomas H. Heist when you need insurance. Connect with Brian Brumell and the sales staff at Boardwalk Honda on Facebook. All right, Bridgeton will receive the kick. This is one of the few ways they haven't scored this year on the kickoff. And Joe Stadnicki ready to kick it. Some dangerous people back deep inside their own 10-yard line. And here we go. Stadnicki's kick is high and short. Comes down at about the 20, rolls to the 17-yard line, and returning it down the right side is Capadonna Miller out across the 35 to about the 36-yard line.
So you can't kick it out of bounds on the kickoff.
Well, you can.
You can. You just kind of give it to him at the 35. So
that's what they used to do to Chris Turner.
Yeah, actually, they should have done it there because, well, the ball's on the 35.
Right on the 35.
It doesn't matter.
Just would have saved a few seconds. Okay, Bridgeton on top here, 12-0. And with the football again, they couldn't score. Looked like they had. A great defensive stand by Ocean City stopped them right at the end of the first half. And all kinds of people moving now. Flags are flying all over the place. It's illegal procedure, and Bridgeton starts the second half with a penalty. They had 4 flags for 30 yards in the first half. Ocean City had 2 for 8 yards.
Well, I think, if anything, and we'll find out early enough, I mean, the Raiders really took some momentum, even though they're down 12-0, took some momentum into the locker room when they were able to hold Bridgeton from getting that third touchdown there at the end of the second half, and then ended up recovering the fumble. So we'll see if it translates into some points here.
Nazir Williams splits out to the left. Set back, motion from the right side from Miller. Williams hands the ball off to Bowman up the middle, and he's going to get the 5 yards of the penalty back and maybe a couple more. Give him 6. 28 yards unofficially and 8 carries for Bowman. Don't forget the official Ocean City stats will be online at full stats for this game too, oceancitysports.com. And as we told you earlier, you can watch this game live, hear our play-by-play with it, but see the action live right now at oceancitysports.com. The game will also be available along with all the other games this season to review at a later time. Williams handles the ball off to Bowman, and Bowman's going to get it out to about the 40-yard line, gain of about 4.
I tell you, the one thing you got to say is a big positive, I think, so far in this football game for Ocean City is how well the defense has played. I mean, they are on the short end of a 12-0 score, but you know, one scores an 83-yard run from scrimmage, so obviously they had a breakdown on that one play. But other than that, they've played very, very well. And then, of course, the other touchdown coming on a tip pass.
3rd and 4. Pitch. Bowman coming left, and he's going to get it. They stretched him out pretty good, but Bridgeton blocked it pretty well, too, and gave him enough room to turn the corner. He's driven out of bounds inside the Ocean City 45-yard line.
I'll tell you what he did really, really well, did Stephon Bowman, Tom, was just wait for his blockers. He let the blocks set up in front of him and read them real well, and you know, didn't turn it up before it was time, and just did a nice job getting that first down.
Actually, the ball's on the 48-yard line of Ocean City. 1st and 10. In motion, Miller. He gets the ball going right. Cuts behind a block, and he's brought down for a gain of about 2.
They really have, I mean, really played good run defense. I mean, their pursuit to the ball has been very, very good. I think that was Owen Deeroff making the tackle there. And, you know, looks like with all that speed that you can contain most of these plays from the line of scrimmage. I just think the defense has played pretty well.
2nd and 9. Bridgeton comes out of the huddle. Receivers left and right. The backs will be split. Williams under center. Takes the snap, drops back, fires right side. The pass is incomplete. Capadonna Miller couldn't pull it in, so it's incomplete.
another catchable ball, really, and Ron Williams has really put the ball on the money. He had that right in Capadonna Miller's hands on a little crossing pattern over the middle, and again, it just not held on to.
Telling them to sit in the curl. Sit in the curl.
He said he's had 3 touchdown passes on the year.
Right.
And you can see why. He throws the ball well. Now, that was a little hard, but, it hit him right in the hands.
Nazir Williams to the left, Capadonna Miller to the right. Backs are split. Ron Williams under center. Takes a snap. Drops straight back. Has lots of time. Throwing long for Nazir Williams, and he's got it. Nope, he stopped short of the goal line, I think. Stopped at about the 2-yard line. Decent coverage there, though he did have a step. And, of course, he's 6'4", and Williams put it right on the money.
Well, and again, it's one thing to put the ball on the money when you're throwing an 8-yard slant pattern over the middle. It's another thing to put the ball in the money when you're throwing a 40-yard pass downfield on a post pattern. And, again, one-on-one coverage, and wasn't bad coverage, but a step behind, and the ball's perfectly thrown. That's impressed. And Ron Williams is 5'10", 165 pounds.
He brings him up under center. The ball's at about the 2-yard line, maybe almost a 1-yard line. He pitches back to Bowman, and Bowman walks in. Bowman in for the touchdown. It's about a 1-yard run. So that pass was actually 2 yards further than we thought. 46 yards on 11 carries for Bowman, including that touchdown, with 9:13 left here in the third quarter.
Yeah, that one hurts, because if you did have any momentum coming out of the locker room with that defensive stand to end the first half, you lost any of it right there with that touchdown.
They're going for one of these crazy, wait a minute, this time they're going to kick it. They had that swinging gate or whatever the heck they call it, and they shifted out of it into a kick formation. And the ball is kicked by Williams, and it is good. He's got 9 of them this year, but they didn't try him the first 2 times that just scored touchdowns.
So it's 19-0 here, 9:13 remaining in the third quarter.
It is. It's not too late to go to Gillian's Wonderland Pier, 6th Street and the Boardwalk in Ocean City. Gillian's will be open this weekend starting at 1 p.m. on Saturday, 1 to 6 on Sunday. They're also open tonight. The Wonderland Pier will continue to be open weekends through October 13th for your entertainment. The summer continues at Gillian's Wonderland Pier, 6th in the Boardwalk in Ocean City. Visit them online at gillians.com. Your kitchen is the heart of your home, where friends and family come together. If you've been thinking of remodeling, then visit Shoemaker Lumber to see the wonderful cabinetry by Medallion. The design staff at Shoemaker has over 50 years of experience. They can plan a kitchen that is uniquely yours. Stop in, see Medallion Cabinetry in their showroom, and meet their staff. And don't forget, Shoemaker is where the professionals shop for hardware and building supplies. Shoemaker Lumber has been serving the community since 1902. They're at 12th and West in Ocean City, shoemakerlumber.com. They're also so much more than just a lumber store. Back in 1902. What was the weather like that day?
I was just going to say, I'm not saying anything about Jim Schaefer because I haven't seen him in a long time, but if anybody was alive that I know in 1902, it was him.
All right, here's the kick by Williams, and it's toward the sidelines again. He's hooking. What do you do about that when they hook him on the left like that?
Just got to move your hands a little bit, swing a little more inside instead of over the top.
So Ocean City starts on its 35 again.
Gary Degenhardt's going to get his golf lessons coming up. He'll be able to keep from hooking the ball like that. I'm guessing right now before he takes any lessons, though, he's probably hitting the ball the other way.
Big weekend in Ocean City. Tomorrow, the Walk for the Wounded at the Music Pier starts at 9:30. Chris Ford will be leading the way to help Operation First Response. The Betsy Young Memorial Soccer Game is at Tennessee Avenue at 3 p.m. to benefit Project Inspiration. And the MS City to Shore Bike Ride ends tomorrow here at Ocean City. Here's the handoff to Woolley straight ahead. He bounces to the left a little bit, gets 3 yards out to the 38-yard line. Then on Sunday, it's the Ocean City half marathon and 5K run starting up on the boardwalk, and you can look for there'll be a rink in that wearing number 3 probably. But we won't tell you which one.
I don't think it'll be number 3. And what I will tell you is it won't be this rink.
A lot of people. That's a big event.
Although you are allowed to walk and run.
Gigantic weekend here in Ocean
Still
City.
won't be me.
Waiting for the snap. It goes to Woolley. And Woolley hits the left side. Gets it to the 40, picks up 2 more. Next time Ocean City's home, it'll be red and white weekend. As Middle Township comes to town on, I think it's the 18th. It's the 18th or the 11th. It's right there on the front page.
18th is correct.
And of course, then there'll be all kinds of festivities going on too.
Alumni weekend.
Ocean City is at St. Augustine next Friday and then off the following weekend. 3rd and about 6. And all kinds of movement. The ball's finally snapped. And it's got to be illegal procedure. It is against Ocean City. 3 penalties, 13 yards against the Raiders. But now it'll be 3rd and about 11.
Just can't seem to get anything going offensively. It's almost a recurring nightmare for the Raiders so far this year, Tom, the first 3 games.
Raiders break the huddle. Keys awaits the snap, now gives it to Woolley. Woolley up the middle. And he spins. And he kind of thought he wasn't down because he was lying on top of a guy. So he spun off and got out to the 39-yard line. So he picks up about 4 on the carry.
I was thinking maybe he hoped the referee didn't think he was down.
Yeah,
but
well, that's all that counts.
Yeah, I'll say one thing. There's no quitting that young man.
No, he isn't.
He runs as hard as anybody.
All right. Capadonna Miller back at his own 35-yard line. Josh Tibbetts standing inside his 30, waiting to punt. See if he kicks it anywhere near him. It's blocked. It's blocked. It's up for grabs, and they fall on it. It was blocked by Stefan Bowman, and Nazir Williams falls on it back inside the 15-yard line. Quite frankly, he could have picked it up, but he decided to take the safe route, and he falls on it. It looks like they're going to spot it at about the 13-yard line.
Well, he came ever so close to blocking the last one. And it almost, I think the last one, he actually overran the punt and was beyond the block zone before the ball was even kicked. That time, he was in there again well before the ball was off the foot, and it was just about as easy a block as you'll get.
It's on about the 11-yard line. Ron Williams back to throw. Nazir Williams, and he's in. He split wide to the left and then angled in, and once he does that, he's got that position, and he's 6'4", and he scores the touchdown with 6:43 remaining in the 3rd quarter. And now they're ready to they bring the tee out. They're going to kick it again. This time they line up normally. And they don't kick it. They snap it to Williams. He pitches it back. I don't know what Bridgeton's doing here with these conversions.
One thing they're not doing.
The guy would probably be 4 for 4, but they're going for all kinds of crazy things here, and it doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
And one thing they're not doing is being successful.
No.
And the only one they've made is when he did kick it.
Yeah.
So, but I guess at this point they're figuring 25-0, and the Raiders have struggled to put a scoring drive together of more than 2 first downs probably. They run the ball well and they get a first down, they get a second first down. You think they're going to move the ball, and then Bridgeton tightens up.
Look at the upcoming schedule brought to you by Wiesenthal's Auto Service. If you need work on your car, you can trust Don and Glenn to treat it as if it were their own at Wiesenthal's Auto Service in Ocean City. Their staff will repair your vehicle and prevent potential problems. Call them at 609-399-9741 to schedule an appointment. The Wiesenthal family has been taking care of South Jersey's vehicles for more than half a century. No matter where you live, it's worth a trip to Ocean City to keep your vehicle operating properly. Don, Glenn, and their team of certified technicians will handle all of your repairs. Wiesenthal's Auto Service, 9th and West, right in the center of Ocean City. Look at the upcoming schedule brought to you by Wiesenthal's. Ocean City will be at St. Augustine next Friday. That's a 6 o'clock kickoff here on 98.7 The Coast. And Bridgeton will host Hamilton up on their turf field in Bridgeton. That brought to you by Wiesenthal's Auto Service.
Tough game next week as well.
Oh, yeah. Here comes the kick by Williams. And it's a ground ball, scooped up and brought across the 30 to about the 32 or 33 yard line. Like Dan Walsh made that scoop.
Yeah, I think you're right. I was just going to say Dan Walsh.
He really had a nice game up from the Buena. He had 11 or 12 tackles. He's a 6'1", 166-pound freshman. So the ball starts on the 33.
Showed good hands there. An opportunity. That's almost like an onside kick type thing. I mean, the way that ball's spinning like that.
Yeah. Keys awaits the snap. Hands it to Woolley. He's hitting the backfield, avoids that hit, and gets back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, Bridgeton's pretty much just keying on Frank Woolley, and they can. I mean, he's probably carried the ball, 20 times at least already, with 6 minutes left here in the third quarter. And, I mean, the Raiders have attempted, 3 or 4 passes, one off the receiver's hands intercepted for a touchdown, and the other 2 or 3 all incomplete as well.
Keys awaits the snap, gives it to Woolley, and Woolley hit behind the line, falls up close to the line of scrimmage. May have lost back that yard.
Got to keep that defense honest a little bit, and I mean, even if it's a pitch out, a sweep, something, just to try to slow that pursuit down inside. I mean, just show it to them once in a while, because right now the linebackers are just teeing off and keying on Woolley getting the football, and he's getting it, 6 out of every 7 times.
Keys awaits the snap. Linebackers drop back. Play action, has some time, throwing long down the left side, and it is incomplete. A one-on-one battle out there. Capadonna Miller thought he should have intercepted it, and he was guarding Dylan Fay, and they were going stride for stride, which is an accomplishment for Fay, and it becomes 4th and 10.
Well, Capadonna Miller only had to run as fast as Fay was running.
Yeah, but he wasn't in front of him.
Right. But, I mean, at least that's an opportunity to, you take it downfield, give the defense credit, good coverage. And Fay could have adjusted a little bit back to the ball, but that's very, very difficult to do when you're running full speed and the ball's being thrown to a spot.
Tibbetts to punt. Miller stands between his 35 and 40. Low snap, he scoops it up, gets away. A nice kick, drives Miller back to the 33. He's going to go right. He's at the 35, avoids a tackle, and gets to the 37. Good pursuit by Ocean City. A flag comes in late.
And blocking the back by Bridgeton after the play is over. And that's about as I don't know, I don't want to say dumb, but that's just not a very smart thing to do. The play's over, you block the guy in the back, and it costs your team 15 yards.
So they came out to the 37. They'll be back at probably around the 27. I don't know where the flag was.
Well, it's sitting right at the 40.
Okay. Yeah. So they'll be at the 27.
It's a slow quarter.
5:05 left. Bridgeton starting at its own 27. Williams under center, single setback. Motion from Miller on the right wing. They go up the middle, and Bowman is wrapped up at about the 29-yard line and escorted back to the 20 by pretty much the entire defensive unit. But he gains a couple.
And he stays on his feet.
Mm-hmm.
So, credit him, but also as you said, almost the entire defensive unit, Tom. And you know, again, you're down 4 touchdowns, but you're still playing defense, and they're playing hard. So that's a credit to to themselves and to the coaching staff. I mean, they're really out there still getting after it.
Coming into this game, Ron Williams of Bridgeton was number 2 in the Cape Atlantic League in passing efficiency with a rating of 210. The guy ahead of him is Jose Tabora of St. Augustine, who's a sophomore. And off the right side, Bowman gets room out across the 35 to about the 37. He's very close to the first down. It is a first down. So first down, that's their 11th of the game.
Tom, I'd be interested to hear this week, get a chance to talk to Kevin Smith before you write your article for the Gazette, if he has any thoughts to allowing some of these kids to play a little more both ways to try to bolster that offense a little bit.
1st and 10 from the 37, and a whistle blows.
I mean, I think it's a great idea, to play 2 platoon football if you can do it. It keeps your kids fresh, but if you're not scoring any points, it's kind of a moot point in the 4th quarter if the game's not that close.
Bridgeton timeout number 1 with 3:41 remaining in the 3rd quarter, and they lead at 25-0. You have your magnets. They're all over the area. Flip-flops, hearts, beach ball, lifeguard boat, all reminding you to visit OCNJ.com. At OCNJ.com, you'll find a comprehensive list of real estate sales and rentals, classifieds, exclusive word games, and live cameras throughout Ocean City. It's all made possible by Ginn Computers, who can also help you develop your online presence. Check out OCNJ.com and be watching for the next magnet, an airplane trailing a banner for OCNJ.com. All right, Bridgeton after the timeout, ready to go.
Fast timeout.
Williams takes the snap, pitches the ball. Coming to the outside is Taylor, and he avoids one tackle, avoids another. He's crossing the 50-yard line. He just disappears when you go after him, and he's not there anymore.
Well, 2 spin moves that time, and that's been his signature move on more than one occasion tonight. I mean, he goes into that pile and spins to the right, and it looks like they're going to tackle him, and then he spins out of it again, and he's gained 8-9 extra yards. 1st and
10 on the 48 of Ocean City. The pitch is back to Bowman going left. Bowman has got the first down the sidelines inside the 40. Bumped out of bounds by Brian Slate.
Going to be a hold, I think, on the defense.
He's too tight.
Yeah.
On the offense, I'm sorry. That's what I meant. It happened right down here in front of us as he was going for the last 5, 6, 7 extra yards.
55 yards and penalties against Bridgeton. Penalties have been frequent in the first 2 Ocean City games. Let's see. Last week there was 148 total yards. In the first week it was 204. Not as many. Ocean City only 13 yards today, but 55 yards against Bridgeton. So it'll be 1st and 15. The ball on the Bridgeton 45-yard line.
Tom, I got to say, this might be the nicest football program I've seen in a long time.
Looking at the Ocean City High School program, which of course became available tonight because this is the first home game. It'll be available at the next home game if you don't have one. Receivers left to the right. Ron Williams with the ball. Quick pass is into the hands and out of Capadonna Miller, and he's not happy with himself.
Get in the huddle. Get into the huddle.
Everybody used to do a nice program like this, and then I think the schools got away from it a little bit, or the booster clubs or whomever's doing it got away from it a little bit. But this is a nice glossy cover front and back, and obviously lots of ads, which pays for it and is a fundraiser. But I'm impressed. This is nice.
Ron Williams 5 for 12 for 92 yards here tonight. Ball's at the 45-yard line. 2nd down and 16 for the Bulldogs. Ron Williams under center. Gets the snap on a delay, hands the ball up the middle, and there's running room for Miller. And he's close to the first down. Picks up at least 15 yards. We'll see if he got 16. Looks like they're going to put it on the 40. So, well, wait a minute. Yeah, on the 40. So he's about a yard short.
Zach Fumo with a real good one-on-one open field tackle there. And you know, those are the kind you just kind of wait and hope that your guy's going to make that tackle against a shifty ball carrier, and he did a nice job there.
3rd and 1. They're at the 40 of Bridgeton. It's 25-0. Bridgeton on top here at Carey Stadium. Ron Williams keeps it. He gets the first down and dives down to about the 37-yard line. Haven't used that weapon that much. They tried to use it a little bit around the goal line and so forth, but Ron Williams can run with the ball too. 1st and 10 at the Ocean City 37, almost the 36. The final 2 minutes, about to enter the final 2 minutes of the 3rd quarter.
Nice to have all those offensive weapons, wouldn't it?
Receivers left and right. Ron Williams, quick pass to Miller in the right flat, and Miller runs into a defender, can't move him. It goes down for about a 3 or 4 yard gain. Might almost have been a backward pass.
It was Garrett Jones over there again, Tom, and they moved Nazir Williams to the other side, and I'm surprised that the Raiders. I thought they would have Garrett Jones on Williams, just about whichever side he's on, but they've kept Garrett Jones pretty much on that left side defense, and now Fumo's on Williams.
Back to throw, Ron Williams, deep drop. He's throwing down the right side for Miller, double covered. He makes the catch. One defender came up to try to tip the ball away, but it was over his head, and the other defender was kind of right with him, but the ball came in and Miller pulled it in. A really nice catch by Capadonna Miller, and a nicely thrown ball by Ron Williams, but it was up for grabs.
He actually should have been knocked down and get a free safety out there, and you know, made a great play earlier in the game. That time I think he just mistimed his jump. I mean, sounds simplistic, but that's what it looked like. He was in a position to knock it down, and he just jumped and it was over his head.
And running to the left side into the end zone for the touchdown from about the 3 yard line is Stefan Bowman. And it's now 31-0. Bowman 14 carries, 64 yards. That's his 2nd touchdown.
Well, if there's any doubt that the Raiders were going to get back in this football game after the first half in a goal line stance, it's probably no doubt at this point after what Bridgeton's done here in the 3rd quarter.
Williams to kick, and this kick is way short and over to the right. So it's no good. That's the 5th rushing touchdown for Stefan Bowman this year. He leads the team. 31-0 with 48 seconds left here in the 3rd quarter at Carey Stadium. Ever dream about mountains of pot roast and meatloaf just like Mom used to make? To take a bite out of Golden Corral's daily luncheon and dinner buffet and turn your dreams into reality. Make your food dreams come true at Golden Corral on the Black Horse Pike at the Shore Mall. Shoppy's is even better online. You've probably visited their showroom at 1031 Shore Road in Linwood, but at Shoppy.com you can select and design your own trophy or award and order it right there. Shoppy's also has a complete line of gifts. Remember, you're not presenting the finest trophy unless you're presenting a Shoppy trophy. Phone 609-653-1684 for Shoppy's since 1921. And more bad news, just 3 weeks left for Ball Packers on West Avenue, as they say on the sign, for your freezer. Don't forget, we've only got 3 weeks left.
Yeah, that's all the great manicotti and things like that they make to put in the freezer.
Mm-hmm.
Can't put chicken cheesesteaks or cheesesteaks in the freezer.
Yeah. Time for Joe Taccarino to go diving. He's a great diver. Here comes the kick. Nazir Williams kicks it. And it's taken at about the 12-yard line. Running up the middle is Deeroff, and he brings it out to about the 30.
Flag after.
So
Be some kind of unsportsmanlike, I think, based on where it was thrown.
officials confer. The ball's going to be spotted at the 30, just short of it. Officials still conferring.
It was 10 yards beyond where the ball carrier was brought down. Personal foul.
Personal foul against Ocean City. So that would move them back to the 15-yard line. Ocean City's fourth penalty, 28 yards total. Raiders trail 31-0. A couple of big pass plays by Ron Williams and a touchdown pass, an 11-yard touchdown pass as well. He's got 127 yards passing. Ocean City, 1st and 10 at their own 15. Keys. Long count, takes a snap, gives to Woolley. Woolley shoots up the middle and picks a few yards up, out to about the 18-yard line.
And you know, Tom, I'll tell you what else speed does, and you don't notice it that much, but just little things like you get a guard that's going to pull on a play like that, and by the time he pulls and gets to where the guy's coming around the end, and that's his guy to block, the guy's already past him because he's just so quick getting off that end corner to get in on the tackle that the pulling guard doesn't have a chance.
Keys awaits the snap. Again, Woolley shoots off the left side and almost pulls free. He gets out to about the 25-yard line, close to the first down.
And on the occasions where Woolley has gotten beyond the linebackers who have been very, very active, they've gotten good tackling from the defensive backs, and Bridgeton's just played well. 23
carries, 71 yards for Frank Woolley as the third quarter comes to an end here at Carey Stadium. Bridgeton on top, 31-0. It's known all over the Delaware Valley. Johnson's Popcorn on the Ocean City Boardwalk, specializing in their delicious caramel corn. You can get Johnson's Popcorn in individual servings all the way up to 3.5-gallon tins. Look for them in your favorite food market. Remember them because their service is part of their name. Okay, Keys awaits the snap, gives to Woolley, and he's hit in the backfield. Hit by another, manages to fall ahead, but doesn't quite get back to the line of scrimmage, and it'll be 4th and about 2 or 3 for Ocean City.
You know, Tom, I just realized that this is the first time we haven't seen Drew Breckenridge on the sidelines here in how many years?
Yeah, 30-some.
At least. Seems funny.
Yeah. Yeah, he was an outstanding job. I think he's working for, doing some work for Stockton's athletic teams, and he did some work for the Nor'easters during the summer. I'm sure he's busy. Josh Tibbetts the punt. Capadonna Miller at his own 45. Pretty good rush, pretty good punt. It hits at the 45. Miller backs off, and Ocean City tips it and basically downs it at around the 43-yard line.
He does punt well. That's been a bright spot so far this year. You know, despite the 31 points, I don't think the defense has played that badly.
Couple long passes.
Yeah, I mean, the secondary got hurt. And again, that last one, I mean, that's just the kind of thing that you're, you know, 3 inches away from batting the ball down instead of a 40-some yard completion to the 1-yard line. But again, just really, to me, it looked like a mistimed jump and just kind of got over his outstretched hands. Good coverage, double coverage, man-to-man, running right with him the whole time.
Ron Williams brings the play in from the sideline. No big signs on the Bridgeton sideline. Receivers left and right. Backs are in the eye. Williams under center. Pitches it. Bowman going left. He cuts it back up the middle, and he's across the 50 to about the Ocean City 49 for a gain of about 8.
You know, and we keep calling the same names, and again, even though it's 31-0, and Bridgeton doesn't have much of a bench. They have, what, 20-some players, maybe 25 players, I think I saw warming up. So you won't hear a lot of different names.
Yeah, they don't have too many places to go. Second, and a little less than 2. Bridgeton just across the 50. Receivers left and right. Ron Williams waiting till the umpire starts his count before he goes under center. Hands the ball off the right side of Taylor. Taylor breaks into the open, brought down by Garrett Jones at the 45. He fell ahead to the 40, but he's see where they spot him. Gets it to the 31-yard line.
I like Garrett Jones, Tom. Sophomore, 5'11", 154 pounds. He's got some room to grow. He's played good defense back there, you know, in man coverage, and he's also, you know, made a couple good tackles. That was another one.
Brother Derek was a wide receiver years ago. Backs are in the eye. Under center, Ron Williams pitches it back to Bowman going left. Bowman avoids a tackler and keeps going left down the left sideline, and still on his feet. He's inside the 15-yard line. We'll see if he stepped out of bounds. It's on that far sideline. Apparently not. Looks like they're spotting it inside the 10-yard line.
He made such a nifty little juke to the right and almost went to the right and to the left. I won't say at the same time, but I mean, it was really great move to the outside to gain that extra 10, 12 yards.
15 first downs for Bridgeton. Unofficially 98 yards for Bowman. That's probably a few yards either way. My guess is a few more. Backs are in the eye. Ron Williams under center. Gives the ball off the right side. Banging down to the goal line, and in is Quasheen Taylor. An 8-yard touchdown run by Taylor. Of course, electrified people with the first touchdown run of the game. This time a short one from 8 yards out to make it 37-0.
There's a flag on the play, Tom. I don't know if it's after the play or not.
Well, he says touchdown, and then unsportsmanlike conduct against Bridgeton. I don't know if he celebrated in the end zone.
Gosh, why should he celebrate in the end zone? He's a kid.
Yeah, they tell these guys to play with emotion. But, you know, like you said, you got to work on controlling it. Quasheen Taylor did not start this game off well. He bobbled a snap on a punt situation. Was mad at himself because he picked it up with his knee on the ground. That was bad enough. Then he slammed the ball down and angered himself. He got a 15-yard penalty, but then a few plays later, he went 83 yards for a touchdown. Now here's Razier Williams, who's going to kick a 35. Well, he was going to kick a 35-yard field goal. There's a bad snap. Ron Williams throws left sideline, trying to get in for 2 points, and he does. Was that Bowman? I can't see who that was over there. It's in the dark part of the field. I think it was Bowman.
Wow. Well, when things are going well for you, they're going well for you. There's a case where, you know, and maybe that's why they don't kick all the extra points, because the snap wasn't very good.
No,
Who knows?
Yeah, that was going to be a long kick. So with 9:25 left here in the fourth quarter, Bridgeton has opened its lead to 39-0 over Ocean City. The Raiders will be getting the ensuing kick. Since 1981, the Trofa and Coggins families have offered the best in car care at 1238 Haven Avenue in Ocean City. There's also Park Arrest 2 at 100 Stagecoach Road in Marmora behind ShopRite. By Park Arrest, they'll hand wash your vehicle, both the interior and exterior. Park Arrest 2 has automatic car wash, self-service bays, and vacuums. Park Arrest, 1238 Haven Avenue, Ocean City. Phone for an appointment, 609-398-8482. They also offer free pickup and delivery. Park Arrest, Something special for your vehicle at a price that fits your budget. Broadcast of Cape Atlantic League Sports brought to you with the support of the McMahon Insurance Agency, voted National Flood Insurance Program Agency of the Year. Specializing in home, business, auto, flood, and boat insurance, the McMahon Insurance Agency turns protection into peace of mind. If it matters to you, it matters to them. Reach them at 609-399-0060 or online at McMahonAgency.com. The McMahon Insurance Agency of Ocean City, Marmora, and Mays Landing. The coverage you need, the service you deserve. Bridgeton ready to go. Almost.
Well, they've had several kickoffs here in the second half, that's for sure.
Nazir Williams going to kick this one, I think.
Not a bad crowd from Bridgeton. That's about as far away as it gets from here.
That's right.
Just glad we're here tonight. Although we have to go to Bridgeton next year.
No. Bridgeton will be in a different conference. Short kick, rolling all the way through about the 12-yard line, and trying to bring it out is Deeroff, and he brings it maybe to the 20. And it looks like that's where they're going to spot it. So Ocean City will start on its own 20. Next year, Ocean City moves up to the American Conference in football, and Bridgeton will be staying in the National Conference. So Bridgeton, Buna, Cedar Creek, all of the teams Ocean City's played so far, they will not play next year. They will play St. Augustine because they're going up to the American Conference too. That'll be it for at least the next 2 years.
And actually, the only bad thing about going to Bridgeton was the travel, because once you got there, they had a beautiful field, a beautiful press box.
Yeah, very nice.
Beautiful hospitality.
Turf field. And the handoff is to Deeroff, I think, wasn't it? I don't think that was Woolley. No, that was Owen the Placek. Picks up a yard.
Sophomore.
Last year broke his leg so badly they thought they might have to amputate it below the knee. Had so many surgeries they didn't think he'd ever play football. Some people didn't think he'd ever play football again. I think he thought he would, and he was right. He's again the back behind Keys. They give it to the up back, and he picks up a couple of yards out to the 24-yard line. Is that Bromhead? Yes, it was. Noah Bromhead is normally in that position and is here now. Picks up 3 yards given. 2nd and 6. 3rd and 6. Raiders break the huddle. Trailing here, 39-0 to Bridgeton, who averages 53 a game, so they're doing pretty well defensively here. Keys rolling to the right, looks downfield, the pass, diving attempt. Did he get it? Yep, nice catch. Fay? No.
It's a little small for Fay.
That might be Jeremiah Johnson. No, I think it was Dylan Fay. Ball's at the 35-yard line.
Well, one thing, we can't blame it on the foggy windows this year when we can't see something, Tom.
No, nice new windows. Nice new windows. Ocean City's first down of the second half, 4th of the game unofficially. 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. Fay splits to the left. Keys. And they run up the middle, maybe a yard. Bromhead. Gain of a yard, 2nd and 9.
There are some clean jerseys for the Raiders. Let's see. Not many quarterbacks on this roster. I guess there are 4.
Keys. Fay split to the left. Waits the snap. Play action, back to throw. Has a little time. Fires a little too high, and Baumgartner could not pull it in. He got a fingertip on it, but at the 50, but it's incomplete.
There are some good young players on this team. Tom Baumgartner's one of them.
Big guy.
Of course, I was talking to one of the assistant coaches before the game, and they had a freshman team a couple of years ago that was 8-1, and 10 or 12 of those kids aren't on the team this year for various reasons.
Two young men that would have been a real asset to this program couldn't come back to their homes after Sandy, and they had to move to the mainland. One of them's playing for mainland. I don't know who the other one's playing for. Handoff. Lasik weaves his way through the defense and very close to the first down, out to the 44-yard line.
His helmet comes off. Tavon Holman. Bridgeton has some different defensive players in there at this point.
Ball's at the 44-yard line, so it'll be 4th and 1. That's what it says anyway. I'm going after it. Fay splits to the left. Keys awaits the snap. McClasick gets the ball, and he's hit behind the line. Looks like he drives across for the first down.
Yeah, I think he got a little push from the back by a teammate and a couple of defenders, and you know, it wasn't a moving the pile type infraction because they were all in there blocking and pushing and trying to make the tackle. So he did get a little bit of a forward push, helped him out.
1st and 10 at the 46-yard line. Ocean City trailing here, 39-0. Still have just under 4 minutes to play. The clock moving. Of course, it doesn't stop when somebody's ahead by 35 or more, unless it's a timeout or an injury or a score. Keys hands the ball off to the Plasik again. He kind of hesitates and then drives straight ahead and picks up about 3 yards.
Well, you're right. The third quarter took a long time, but Bridgeton scored, 4 touchdowns in the third quarter. So that obviously is going to take some time up, the kickoff and the timeout.
Well, they scored 3 in the third and 1 in the fourth.
Right at the beginning.
Yeah. 2nd about 7, and flag stopped the play. Illegal procedure against Ocean City. I wonder if anything's wrong with him, because most of the other players are out there. He's standing on the sideline.
I think he's just giving him a rest, try to save him. I mean, we talked about, if you're going to carry the ball 30 times a game, got to get a rest at some point this season.
So after the penalty, it becomes 2nd and about 12. The ball on the 44-yard line. Clock running. 2:48 and counting. Keys. Bromhead bounces one way, comes back the other. Here's motion from the right wing from Fay, the wide receiver. And again, whistle stop. I think it was a timeout this time.
I think it's delay of game.
You're right. It is a 5-yard penalty against Ocean City for delay of game. 58 yards against them.
And they're in as much of a hurry up as possible here anyway.
They're back to the 39 now. So it's 17, about 17 yards to go.
The clock starts right away again, even after the penalty stepped off.
Yep. Timeout, injury, score. Keys awaits the snap. Again, Fay in motion, right to left. Keys back to throw. Looks for Fay long down the left side, double covered, and the pass is too long and incomplete.
Good idea, but the defense is thinking the same thing. And as you said, double coverage. They get most of the schools now. You know, you get one-on-one coverage, man coverage on the outside, and usually a 2-deep zone or a single safety, and he's playing center field. And that time they had the one receiver down here, and he was double covered. They just threw it up and hoped he could catch it. Overthrown.
3rd down, about 16, 17 yards to go for Ocean City, trailing 39-0. The final minute and a half of this game. Keys awaits the snap. Play action, back to throw. Fires right side. It's caught short of the first down by Fay at the 50. About 6 yards short of the first down. Looks like fair forward progress ended.
So 4th down.
Keys is 3 for 10 for 21 yards unofficially.
Could be the last play of the football game, Tom.
Could be 4th and 6. Just short of midfield.
Under a minute.
Fay splits wide to the left. Now they shift. Fay went offside and came back. Keys hands the ball off to McPlacic going right. And he's driven out of bounds as he crosses the 50. So a gain of 1 on the carry.
Yeah, I don't think Bridgeton will even run a play here.
Won't have to. The clock's down to 12. And they're just getting on the field now. So Bridgeton's going to go to 3-0. Ocean City's going to drop to 0-3. The Raiders go to St. Augustine next Friday. And we'll update the Atlantic City Electric scoreboard. Recap this game for you as Bridgeton wins it 39-0. Boardwalk Honda invites you to check out their always up-to-date online inventory. Ideal for doing research from the comfort of your own home or office. When you found the Honda models you like, visit Boardwalk Honda, 6807 Tilt Road, Egg Harbor Township. Take a test drive. The service you'll receive is a cut above, and Brian Brunel's sales staff is professional yet highly approachable. You'll quickly understand why Boardwalk Honda has such an expansive base of loyal customers. Boardwalk Honda, call toll free 877-472-6499. Okay, we'll take time out for some messages, and then we'll be back here to recap this game and update you on the Atlantic City Electric scoreboard. You're listening to Cape Atlantic League football on 98.7 The Coast.
All right, Tom.
Thanks, Tom.